This is the 75th anniversary of the Jarrow Crusade, when 200 unemployed workers took a similar route to raise awareness of mass unemployment and the dire conditions they were living in. Close to 1 million young people aren't working. That's nearly 20% of 16 to 24-year-olds. The government response has been to create unpaid work schemes and national citizen service, which has been compared to 1950s style national service, but at the same time closing youth career services, youth centres, short start nurseries and libraries. Amongst the most brutal attacks is the onslaught on the right to an education. The rise of the tuition fee cap to 9,000 and scrapping of EMA means that access to further education becomes a privilege only to be enjoyed by the wealthy rather than a right to be had by all. Young people are now in a fight to defend the gains in rights and conditions that have been made by working class people in the 75 years since the first Jarrow Crusade. From 75 years ago, since Stanley Baldwin was in Parliament, we see another condemned government, with the last general strike in 1926, and we could possibly be looking at another general strike within the near future. Mr Cameron also needs to hear that the last months of unrest disturbances did not happen in a vacuum. It's not condoning violence to say that simply dismissing this as minor criminality is to give up on our responsibility to look for causes and solutions. Our society is more unequal than any point since the 1930s. There will be loads who call for tougher sentencing and more police powers, but these will not solve the deep problems facing our country. As PCs have argued, we need investment to create the jobs and build the infrastructure that our communities need. We should also resist attempts to demonise young people in general. They have been the biggest victims in our recession. The lawlessness of the financial and political elites is a much larger problem that our society must address. We need to build a network of young activists to take issues forward and build for further disruptions. Today is not the end. Today is telling Cameron and his sheep that they are not welcome in our city, especially at the cost of our taxpayers' money. Mr Cameron needs to listen to his people, just like he tells the leaders of the Far East, listen to your people. Well, Cameron, you are a hypocritical dog. Go home, you are not welcome, and listen to eruption when we march near. Thank you.
That's great stuff. Thanks very much, Jen. It's good to have that's the piece.